Okay, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's here. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Oh, God. Okay. Sweet. People still exist in here? Are we still... Brenda? Hey, Brenda. Philly. If it doesn't, if I don't see the number go up above what you would anticipate it to go up to, then I just kind of feel like YouTube's not, it's not communicating to subscribers that I'm actually live streaming. Which really fucking sucks, because it's just like... That's so lame, dude. We were at 400 people, and then everyone kept complaining about the audio, so I was like, oh, I'll just reset it, no big deal. Because, I watch some streamers, and they have... No, I know you guys exist. I'm not shitting on you at all. It's just, I don't understand, what... I'm worried, is this how it's going to be next time? If I stream on Thursday or some shit? Well, yeah, so Philly, normally there's, you can see the number, going up, and it usually caps at about, 400 to 500 people. Right now it's at 26, so it's clearly not, And when we had that many, prior in the stream, and a bunch of individuals who normally would be alerted of the stream and guaranteed be here, who were in the stream, way earlier, are not here at all. So I don't even and when I go to my YouTube channel, it's not even saying that I'm live. So I'm just cool, YouTube, thanks so much for having a really reliable system to let everyone know. Maybe you get one shot, and if you mess up, well, fuck it, I guess. What? Let's just keep going. Because there's so many streamers, I don't know. There just must be a glitch tonight. I'm gonna have to... I mean, a different platform. It's impossible. I've tried to get people to go over to Twitch. It's impossible. You literally get I remember when I had 100,000 subs, I told people I was streaming on Twitch, and nobody came. It was one person, which was one of my mods from Discord, and it was transferring people to new platforms is so hard. But I don't know. You guys are here, so I appreciate it. I gotta read these stories here, so let's get into it. When I met Alan Morse more than 4 years ago, I had just started working at this small family-styled restaurant as a cook in Greenville, Michigan. One of the two owners used to be a manager at one of the McDonald's in town years before, where both my older sisters had worked, and so she knew me pretty well. I never had a problem with Alan, as he always treated me and everyone else with respect. He mostly kept to himself, but did every now and then open up to us all as if he was having a good day. Alan did not hide the fact that he had a lengthy criminal record and had been incarcerated for many years before coming to the restaurant, where he would work very hard. He had a new girlfriend who had a kid that Alan loved very much and was trying to start his life over as best he could. One day, Alan called in and said that he wasn't feeling very well, which we all believed, as to us he was a pretty trustworthy guy. He started taking more time off and started to call in quite frequently. I usually help close the restaurant at night and only worked 4-hour shifts, but every so often my boss would schedule me to work a morning shift. So when I saw that I was scheduled to work with Alan the following morning, I was pretty happy. I arrived and immediately said hello to Alan. Usually to this he would respond with a grin and a hello back, and didn't really say anything. I said it again. Whoops. The beauty and the beast of the YouTube is that it's a huge platform, but it fucks up a lot. It does. Because it just, doesn't have any competition, really. You know what I mean? You could argue, BitChute or Twitch or whatever, but whenever when you don't have competition, you have no motivation to get, better. And I'm not saying, this might just be a glitch because live streaming is relatively new to YouTube, but just, even the notification system. Brenda, I am single, yeah. Even the notification system is so fucked because, you work so hard to put out videos. You get subscribers. Everyone looks at the subscriber number and they're like, hey, congratulations on the subscribers you have. And it's it's great to build that base number, but it's never a 1-to-1 ratio. You know what I mean? It never, you honestly, most of the views that you get on videos is the fact that the video shows up in what's called suggested videos. So if your video doesn't show up in suggested videos, hardly anybody even knows that you released a video, which is just so weird to me. Why? Why would no one be aware of this? You know what I mean? And, I don't know. It just sucks. You would think that there would be a nice, positive feedback loop. You release a video, your subscribers like that content, they're alerted of the content, and then they come watch it, and then if you made it to 500,000 subs, maybe you get close to 300,000 to 400,000 views per video, and that would be huge. That would be actually huge, you know what I mean? Or at least know that people are alerted of your videos, but now they gotta, you gotta go through the freaking rigmarole of clicking the bell to be alerted that that videos are sent, and that's not a super reliable system. I don't know. It's so broken. I mean, I guess because in YouTube's mind they run the system so they feel that people stay on their platform longer if they go from content creator to content creator to content creator. It doesn't even matter to them whether or not that content creator is the same content creator. As long as they go to another one, the sort of ADD complex is what's going to keep them there. And I understand that, but it's frustrating to me that they don't at least assist you in promoting your videos to your actual subscribers and stuff. But 'tis what it is, I suppose. Just like this, where it's not telling anyone about the fact that I'm live streaming, even though I restarted. And there's been so many other people who stream on YouTube who had to restart their live stream, Ice Poseidon and stuff, and all of a sudden everybody comes back to that. So I just don't understand why it's glitching and not showing the fact that I'm live. Maybe I'll have to tweet at YouTube. All right. I usually helped to close the restaurant at night and only worked 4-hour shifts. But every so often my boss would schedule me to work a morning shift. So when I saw that I was scheduled to work with Alan the following morning, I was pretty happy. I arrived and immediately said hello to Alan. Usually to this he would respond with a grin and hello back, but didn't say anything. I said it again. Nothing. He was standing by one of the flat-top grills, just staring off into space. I walked over to him and said hello for a third time while touching his shoulder. He jumped and looked startled. I apologized, but he laughed it off as nothing and said that he was just tired. We had a great shift and left around the same time that day, just as the afternoon crew had come in to relieve us. It had been a few days before I worked again, and when I came in to start my shift, everyone was acting odd, so I asked one of the other cooks what was going on. She said that Alan was arrested. Amazed, I asked for what reason. She stated for suspected break-ins in the Stanton, Michigan area. There had been many robberies that had happened in the Stanton area that went on for many weeks. The other cook that was with us told me that the police had believed it had all been Alan the entire time. We were all shocked, as Alan had appeared to be doing so well that the thought of him going back to crime and then jail didn't seem real. He would like to say this is... I would like... Okay. Yeah, I wish my Discord was larger, or that there was some way in my social media that I could alert people to the fact I'm live. I don't even know. Oops. I wish YouTube would just tell people. I'm just gonna tweet at YouTube now. Fuck it. Hey at Team YouTube. I was just live streaming with 500 people watching. You make your teeth sweat. That's funny. I was just live streaming with 500 people watching. And it's not showing that I'm live streaming on my channel. Alright, so I just said, hey at Team YouTube. I was just live streaming with 500 people watching when there were quite a few technical issues and I had to restart the live stream. Now there are only 35 present, and it's not showing that I'm live streaming on my channel. Is this a common glitch? Yeah, I don't know what the freaking freak. Oh well, I appreciate you guys sticking around. Yeah, you gotta hit that notification bell. Otherwise it doesn't tell you anything. I would like to say that this is where my story ends, but it doesn't. Some time goes on with no news of Alan. He could have still been in jail for all we knew, or laying somewhere low, until one day when we walked through the... Wait, what the fuck? He could have still been in jail for all we knew, or laying low somewhere, until one day when he walked through the back door of the restaurant with a big smile on his face. The two other cooks on the shift with me and the owners all greeted Alan and asked how he was doing. He said that he was fine and that he was just getting some things in order, and said that they would be returning to work very soon. Months go by and everything with Alan is normal, until he just stops showing up to work altogether. We were told that he was in trouble with the law again. One day I get a text from one of my coworkers with an article attached that says, "Man arrested in elderly Mount Montcalm. There's also a thing called Subscribe Star. I don't know if that works. I don't know if Subscribe Star is that something I have to opt into to alert you guys of notifications or whatever. But God, like why? Like that's such a broken. I mean, yeah, you literally have to hit the bell to be notified of everything. And every channel that I have bells hit for, I get emails. I don't get phone notifications, but I get like, notifications in my on my YouTube account. So, I don't know. Alright, man arrested in elderly Montcalm County man's murder. Excuse me. One day I get a text from one of my coworkers with an article attached that says, "Man arrested in elderly Montcalm County man's murder," with a picture of Alan's mugshot attached to the article. The man had been shot multiple times with a .22 caliber round in his home between March 27th and March 30th, 2015. The morning that Alan was acting weird made more sense to me now. That morning shift was during the time that the man was murdered. I could have even worked with him the day after he committed this heinous crime, but I'll never know. They had suspected Alan because this was the same area that all of the break-ins and robberies had taken place, one of the break-ins being just 2 houses down from the man that was killed. Alan broke into the home not knowing that the man was there, as he had thought he had left the house. The man was sleeping and woke up to find Alan. I am sure Alan ended the man's life because he didn't want the cops called and the break-in reported. When the man was found, the police noted that there were several missing firearms from the house and his cell phone had been taken as well. Alan was convicted of murder of an 80-year-old Dale Nelson and was sentenced to 26 to 75 years behind bars. It was later found out that Alan stored many of the belongings he stole not only from Dale Nelson's house but others as well, in the shed that was owned by the restaurant that we had worked at together. The shed was on the other side of the parking lot and rarely used, so it was a good hiding place. Alan was also in possession of owning some lewd child pictures and the tools that he had used to break into the house. It goes to show you that you never truly know who you were working with. Yeah, Jay Wilson, what are they calling you about? What the heck they want? Oh my god. I don't know why, like, after all this, for some reason, I'm just, like, really mentally burnt out. Yeah, Jay, I mean, if you want to reference them in general chat to come to the stream, I mean, that would be sweet. Or if that's the link that works. I don't know. And this next story is literally, like, I say at the beginning of the top of everything, like, don't write a wall of text, and this is just like a straight up wall of text. Alright, we're gonna overcome this obstacle. You feel burnout? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it is. It's just bad juju tonight. This happened years ago when I was around 14. I'm 27 now. I might butcher the story since it had been 13 years or so ago, but it was 100% true. My family and I were down in Mexico visiting family during the Christmas holiday. On this day, my aunt and cousin Susie, who was around 19, came over at our house. Came over at our house? What the fuck? On this day, my aunt and cousin Susie, who was around 19, came over to our house. My aunt walked to my room to my mom about... Oh my god. My aunt wanted to talk to my mom about something. Can't remember what, but my younger sister, Nell, who was around 4, wanted to go with Susie to play. Susie told my mom that it would be fine. She could look after Nell while we did whatever we were doing. Don't remember what we were doing. I think cleaning out the storage area or something. Mom agreed and told Susie my siblings and I would pick her up before 7, and that's when the nightly prayers began. Around 7 o'clock, my siblings and I went over to Susie's house to pick up Nell. When we arrived to her house, we spotted them playing near the street, on top of an old truck. Susie saw us and looked really relieved to see us. "I'm so glad to see you here. Craziest thing happened," Susie told us. "What happened, and why were you outside?" Lynn, my eldest sister, asked her. Soon Susie told us what happened. When they arrived hours ago, Susie took Nell to her room to play with old dolls she had. They were having fun and everything was going great, until Nell shushed Susie. "Why are you shushing me?" Susie whispered. "Carrie's over there, and she isn't happy." Nell whispered, pointing at Susie's closet. Carrie is Susie's older sister, and she was out of town at that time, which Susie told Nell. Nell shook her head and pointed at the closet again. "Carrie's angry. She wants to hurt us." Susie was starting to get spooked and looked at her closet. Her closet at the time didn't have a door but a semi-transparent curtain. She didn't see anything and asked Nell what Carrie was doing. "She's watching us. Susie, she's coming," Nell whispered, now hugging Susie's arm. Susie wasn't sure if she imagined it or actually saw it, but she saw a hand appear in the closet and was starting to push the curtain aside. Susie grabbed Nell and ran downstairs. Trying to calm herself down, she put a movie on for Nell to keep her distracted and went back upstairs to her room. The moment she got to the top landing, she saw her bedroom door was closed. She knew she didn't close it, and it would make a loud noise when it closed since it was made of metal. She didn't know what else to do, so she placed a chair in front of the door and hurried downstairs and joined Nell. Once the movie was over, Susie asked Nell what else she wants to do, but once again Nell shushed her and pointed at the stairs. "Carrie is angry at you. She's coming." Susie grabbed Nell and dragged her out of the house, out on the street, and that's when we showed up. We were kind of spooked by the story, and Susie was just happy we were there. "I'm sure it's nothing. Maybe just an act of imagination," Jess, my older sister, said. Susie shrugged, still a bit shaken when Nell shushed us all. "Carrie is watching," Nell whispered, pointing at the second-floor window. That's when we all booked it and ran toward the church, where my aunt was cleaning. We haven't told my aunt or our parents what had happened, probably thinking we just got spooked by a 4-year-old until 5 years ago. Jess randomly brought up that day and told my mom about it, laughing it off as our imaginations running wild. "Did this ghost look like Carrie?" my mom asked. A shiver went down our spines. We haven't mentioned that part to her. "Did Susie tell you?" Jess asked. Wait, fuck. Alright. Honestly, Jay, it's not a big deal. I just think YouTube is fucked tonight, but hopefully, I don't know, hopefully by Thursday, if I stream again, it will be unscrewed and maybe I'll get an answer from YouTube's system or something like that. It's so frustrating, though. Like, imagine if you were normally a streamer and that's how you made like all of your income, and YouTube just literally was not telling people that you're streaming. "Did the ghost look like Carrie?" my mom asked. A shiver went down our spines. We haven't mentioned that part to her. Did Susie tell you? Jess asked. No, because I know Susie's house is haunted. There's a ghost that looks like your cousin Carrie. I know because you mentioned this before when you were around 7. Do you and Lynn remember sleeping over at Susie's house? No. Why? Good. You forgot. Was all my mom said and left it at that. That story's for another time, but now we know that my cousin's house is haunted and what my sister saw that day was an actual ghost. I can't get that good money from Anthony. That's funny. Yeah, some of those people like Anthony, and I remember Cashy was more of a frequent donator until someone was like 30% or 40% of the donations go to YouTube, so she just like stopped donating after that, which is, it's whatever. It just sucks like when people kind of spoil that pot, but I don't know. YouTube provides the service, so it's like, what can I argue? It would be nice if they didn't take anything, since you could literally fund your channel by donations and that kind of thing, but I do really appreciate those people that donate, because there's so many times where my videos get demonetized, and whenever it releases, I can't like rely on the advertising system to, generate any revenue and that kind of thing. So these streams do really help. Alright, so this one's called Abandoned House with an Unsuspecting Visitor. Oh wait, you can't even super chat? It's not that you should, but I remember you said you had issues before, but I just want to make sure. I wonder if this is why, because I was using, this isn't a copyright strike, but it's a copyright content claim that's like automated, related to recording true subscriber stories live, letter to home, repost network. Okay, so it was probably from streaming with, oh, this video currently is not public. Do I have the stream literally set to like not public? Because that would be really, really bad. Maybe that's the glitch. What the fuck? That would be so lame if that was if there was something that I don't think I clicked anything though, so I don't. Only available on public videos. I don't think I could do like a private stream. I really don't think, what the fuck? There should be no reason that... Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, advanced settings? What the fuck's going on, dude? Okay, so there's category, privacy. It's set on unlisted. So why the fuck did that happen? Private stream sounds spicy, yeah. This is a Snapchat premium stream. Alright, so I changed the category down at the bottom where it says entertainment, which is what it is, and privacy to public, but That is so weird. Unless something got changed. What the freaking fruck? Sometimes you can change it so it's like after the stream releases, it goes to unlisted, like automatically. Oh, it's showing again now that I did what the fuck, dude? Oh my god, I must be an idiot, but I did not click that shit. They're gonna think I'm a boomer. Oh, wow. Why so appalling has made it. You got a Discord notification too. Dude, what in the fludging Fleming flam? That's so messed up. What in the world? Why did that not work for so long? Well, shit. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, Jay, thanks. Yeah, thank you, Jay. Holy crap. Thank you. That you fixed it. You literally fixed the stream, but I don't know why it was set to unlisted. Like, I do have it set so that after the video releases it goes to unlisted so that it doesn't like pop up as like a legitimate notification as like a video, you know what I mean? That is so strange. Oh, and Lil's super chat with the $5. Thank you, Lil. Says, "Yay, I can super chat now." Well, that's well, thank you. Sucks that we had so many technical issues tonight, because, you know, the first time there were like no issues. Yeah, so I mean, I've literally been streaming for over an hour. And it just wasn't it like was not alerting anybody. Well, hopefully that does not happen again. That is so weird. Well, thank you guys for we worked this out together as a hive mind. I feel bad because everyone missed these like stories, but you can like see the numbers slowly rising. The Bear Sisters band, absolutely. Thank you for listening. Lexi, yeah, I had basically had some issues going on where it had my videos set to private, or unlisted, so people wouldn't even know, like, so I'd literally been streaming for like the past half hour to an hour, and it wasn't, the number of viewers was not going up, and I was like, well, this is abnormal, even though I just told everyone I would be right back. And eventually Jay said that she went to super chat and says you can only super chat in public videos. And I was like, wait a second. So I went in and it said that the video was set to unlisted. And I'm like, what? Why would that happen? Nani? Laura Germain with the 2 says, glad you're back. I was wondering. But thank you, Laura. Yeah, well, at least we got this figured out, and hopefully next time it will be, I don't know, issue free. So We only have about 3 more stories left, but I don't know what the heck was going on. Hopefully, as people ask the same question about what was going on. Dave, I assumed you had it unlisted on purpose to test the connection. Honestly, there's an option, and it didn't list down there, but usually it says, upload, once you finish a video, it uploads it, and then I have it set so that it uploads as unlisted, so that it's not blocking people's feeds or whatever, and then it's just easier for me to go in and set it to the live streams playlist, and then you can view unlisted videos in the live streams playlist from there. But yeah, I don't know what the heck was going on, why that would suddenly change, because I didn't click any buttons or anything like that, so who frickin' knows? Frickety dickety knows. Jay Wilson with the 2 says, I'm still broke but here. Well, thank you, Jay. And Laura with the 2 says, do we miss all the stories? Well, there's about 3 left, so, and these will be released tomorrow. Yeah, but thank you guys for sticking with me through this. This was a very frustrating technical workaround. I don't even know what was going on, but we figured it out. Thank you, Jay, and all the good people who hung out in chat. So now we are publicly shamed also. I live in a neighborhood. Well, it's more of a highway with houses at the side of the road. I wouldn't recommend walking since there's no sidewalks. I wish I gave myself that warning 2 years ago. I had some friends with me at the time, a boy and 2 girls. Let's call the boy Dan, and the girl will be called Sarah, and girl 2 will be called Hazel. We decided to make our little squad of explorers, exploring forests and abandoned structures and such. Today is our first exploration, an abandoned house just at the very end of the neighborhood, so we start walking. We avoid the road by walking on the tall grass, which is very unpleasant, causing us to walk on the edge of the road. We reach the house. I looked up the house a year after, and it was built in the 1940s, owned by a man who abandoned it, after having to live in the nursing home. This was the 80s, though, and the house had been left alone since. We were outside for a little while, and Dan says we should go inside. I was excited, but Sarah was not very happy. She sat on the moldy wood staircase and had to process everything before she went in. I can't blame her. What if there were squatters inside about to ambush us? We decided to check out the well. It was a stone round well, which looked kind of like the well in The Ring. There was a piece of old wood covering the top, and Dan decided to be super reckless and stomped on the wood like a maniac. His leg fell through the small opening, and if he would have fell in, we would have been in big trouble. He lifted his leg out of the opening and acted like nothing just happened. I couldn't imagine. He almost fell down a well with what I saw were sharp rocks at the bottom, and he just brushed it off. Anyways, we got a little carried away and started throwing random stuff down the well. Figurines, rocks, fake flower pots, etc. We went inside the house. When we went inside, a very strong odor emitted from the door. Hey, Maddie V with the 2 says, thanks for making my road trips go by faster. Absolutely. Absolutely. These are what they're here for. I'm going to let my cat out real quick. Come here. Oops. When we went inside, a very strong odor emitted from the door. It didn't just smell like old house. It smelled like a plumbing accident. It was very gross, but smells aside, we came across a bunch of weird things. Clothes packed in a freezer, a fireplace with dolls inside, an upside-down table, kind of looked like an art museum. We were very happy to find lots of vintage things inside of every cabinet and drawer. Things started to get kind of eerie. We entered the bedroom and the roof was caved in. Clothes with stains everywhere, and worst of all, a black ooze was lined across the ceiling. I was going to vomit at this point. We also heard some distinct chewing sound. We left the room and we froze. We saw a shadow at the corner of the door, but it was fast. It bolted back into the room it came from. We heard a huff, followed by a cough, which was enough for us to leave the house. But as the dumb kids we were, we stayed at the premises. A man who wore a scruffy-looking shirt with torn gym shirts opened A man who wore a scruffy-looking shirt with torn gym shorts opened the front door. We froze in shock. Who was there and how didn't we notice him? The mood turned from scary to horrific as he lifts his arm to reveal a chunk of raw meat of where his skin used to be, with the blood still dripping from it. We heard a neighbor shout, "Get out of here!" and we run for it. I haven't told my parents, but we'll plan to in the future. I don't want to be lectured at again for doing things that could have got me hurt, or hurt the people around me. I haven't heard anything about that house ever since, and I can't imagine what he would have done to us if we were caught. Sky Blue, 35 with the 2. Thank you, Sky. What time is it? It is 11:30 here, p.m. A little after 11:30. Man, I can't believe the solution was right in front of my eyes, but it was something that's never happened before. The time is 23:34. Military time. Little Mermaid Gaming, what's up? What is poppin'? Laura Germain with the 5 says, "How is Pradeep? I didn't get to hear how your trip was. Had a bad day. Glad you're here." Pradeep's doing good. He just ran out of the room. He probably had to take a whizzical. He was doing a lot of napping in here. And now he's gone to nap out in the living room probably and stare at the chickens outside. But my trip was good. VidCon was awesome. Kind of talked a lot about that last stream. It was great. Met Tyler, the creator, as soon as I got off LAX. That was funny. I shook his hand. He was kind of like focused on other things, but I mean, what do you expect? He's kind of a big deal. And I met some YouTubers that I watch. One guy, Nakey Jakey. You may have seen Gus Johnson. He was his younger brother who does comedy videos was there. And it was really funny because I was like, well, where's Gus? You know, because they were friends with him. And then they said that he was filming something for Comedy Central. And then very shortly thereafter, like about a week later, I just saw Comedy Central released a funny video about a lifeguard who his specific job is to pee on the wounds of people with jellyfish stings and stuff like that. So yeah, that was really funny, just because I don't know, it was just funny to think like, oh, they told me he was filming something and now here's the skit and he's peeing on people. Yeah, Gus is really funny and he seems like a chill dude. Okay. I practice Taekwondo in a stadium in my city. It's a dangerous place, but I have been living all my life there and nothing has happened to me, so normally I forget about the robs and drugs and all of that. One day I was chatting with a friend in the entrance of the stadium and there was a guy shirtless and with a lot of muscles. He was just standing in front of a wall reading something, so none of us care about him. Some minutes later, we say goodbye and leave to different places. I decide to walk to my house. I live about 30 to 40 minutes away. Because I had time and was a nice day, so while I was walking, I saw the same guy from before. He was walking in the street and fighting with the drivers. All I thought was that he was on some drugs and just kept walking. About 10 minutes later, he disappeared. Some minutes passed and nothing happened. I was just listening to music and walking. But 20 minutes later, or more or less, the guy passed me. I was kind of shocked because he appeared from nowhere. But he passed me, so I thought I was being way too paranoid. Then he stands in the same cross I was, and he watched me. I felt weird and texted my mom that I was close to home and asked her to open the door. It's important to describe my house for this. I live in a 3rd floor, but it's not a normal building. There are houses in the ground level, with 2nd floor backyard and everything. In between 2 houses, there is a stair that lets you in the 3rd floor. There are more houses over the ones on the ground level, and I live on the 3rd. So when I get to the stairs, the door was open and my dog was waiting for me. So I sit on the floor and pet her. Then my mom was like, "Be careful, there's someone behind you. Move so he can pass." I reply with an okay, stand up and went to the stairs without looking back. We started walking to my door. I went inside my house and looked back, and there he was. The shirtless guy was behind me all along, and he just was standing outside of my house. My mom closed the door and freaked out. She asked me if I knew him, if he had talked to me or something. I looked at her confused, still shocked. She started calling my dad, loud enough so the guys outside could hear it. The guys, I guess it's just guys. Or guy. How old am I? I am 29. An old fart. Just kidding. She started calling my dad, loud enough so the guy outside could hear it. My dad didn't hear her, but that was enough. The guy finally left. This happened some months ago, but it still freaks me out. He saw me, and he now knows where I live. Wait. He saw me, followed me, and He saw me, and he followed me, and now he knows where I live. Yeah, Dag Warren, it was weird. It was like it set my video after I stopped it to unlisted for some reason. It was really, really strange. But I think it was because it had the same, all the videos had the same title. Because I went in, yeah, maybe that's what happened. Because the videos had the same title, because you kind of name your streams. But that seems so strange. What do I like to do in my free time? I like to go to the gym. I do like CrossFit. How tall am I? I'm 5'10". So I like to work out. I just like to go hang out with friends. You know, really nothing too crazy. I like to play video games. Am I friends with Corpse Husband? I mean, I would say we're on good terms or whatever. Like we don't talk to each other or anything like that. There's a few narrators that I talk to regularly, but Corpse kind of seems to have his own crew. He's quite a bit younger than I am, so maybe that kind of plays into it. I think we played Rocket League together one time. Like, actually one time we played Rocket League together, and I was trash, and he was not in voice chat, so after that we never played again, so I don't know. Rocket League is really hard. You were watching my Ouija board and haunted castles video. Did you create that animation? I'm I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Was it like someone drawing something, or was it an actual animation? You're 5'10" and you're a 16-year-old female. It sucks. That's all good. Maybe you'll... I mean, I don't think anybody... Some people feel intimidated by height, but I don't really think so. Maybe you'll find someone who's like 6'4" or something, or maybe even someone who's quite a bit shorter than you, you know, as long as you mesh well and they don't care about that kind of thing. At least you can dunk on some fools. Oh, happy birthday, Gothic. Lexi, someone drawing something. Well, I'm not really sure what the drawing is, but most likely I have the artist linked in the description of that video if you want to like see who it was. A priest would declare us man and Wi-Fi. Hey, Sherry Auger with a new member. Welcome, welcome, Sherry.
Full-grown pizza.
You are now a full-grown pizza. I feel bad. We've had so many stream issues tonight that, Oh, Miss Bellatrix is here. Welcome, Miss Bellatrix from Aussieland. I feel bad. We had so many issues here that whenever people were finally getting notified of the stream, I'm on my last story here. It is a paranormal one. The House by the Roman Ruins. Sounds kind of sweet. Used to listen to Mr. Nightmare a lot, but when I found you, I got so happy because I actually liked your voice and your videos are so long. So thank you so much. I love your channel. Absolutely. Pastel's Ghost. Oh, that's funny. I listened to a musical artist named Pastel Ghost, who's really, really good. You should check her out. Her and Mr. Kitty make a lot of music, and I think they live together or something like that, but they kind of work off of each other, and they make some really cool stuff. Colossal. You're 5'2", pretty chill, but you wish you were smaller, like 4'9", so you can fit into smaller crawl spaces. Lila, how long have I been streaming for? Well, YouTube thought it was a great idea to set my video to unlisted and not tell everybody, so that was really lame. And then I went back in and checked those settings because someone said that when they tried to donate with the 20 people that were here from the previous time the stream got cut off, they said you can't donate unless the video is public. So I went in and checked and I saw it wasn't set to public. Thank you to Jay Wilson. And I don't know. There's so many weird stuff that happens with YouTube. It's like utterly unpredictable. Oh, you're tuning in from Japan. Cool. Third time a charm. This is true. Hopefully, when we stream again this week, we won't have any issues, and I'll restart my router beforehand so nobody has any like cutting out stuff, because sometimes that really helps. Didn't get a notification for this one either. Yeah, I don't know, hitting that, notification bell helps or not, but be sure to hit that if you haven't already. Hit the like button to share this video, social media, all you gotta do. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. Happy you guys are here. This video is coming out tomorrow anyways at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe us stories. I guess I'll title the video like probably the second story will be the headliner, called My Housemate Nightmare, which maybe I'll call that like I guess I can call it housemate. Roommate sounds more like common vernacular, but it's whatever. Who's Joel? I am Joel. You can call me Joel or Let's Read, whatever you want. It's all good. Have I ever done a collaboration with Dr. Creepin? I have. He has been on the channel many a time. You left your video on my laptop and shut it before you went to sleep, opened it up during class, and my voice started playing. Well, good. We can indoctrinate more people into the cult of Let's Read, the Buttersock cult. Bruce Lee, Junkwai Do. Am I going to read any more stories tonight? Yeah, I've only unfortunately got one more story to read for this compilation of subscriber stories, but a lot of technical issues tonight, which would have kind of kept a lot more continuity to everything. But if you guys have stories, be sure to submit them to my subreddits, reddit.com/r/letsreadofficial. Joel is a whole white man. This is true. I'm very thick. Oh, Megan, yeah, I need to promote the podcast a lot more, like during the videos, because I feel like I don't, and people don't know that it exists. But we're getting close to 2 million views on the podcast, which would be sweet. Corpse Husband has a new video out on Saturday. Well, that'll be good. It's good to see him back in the game. Back in the narration game. This took place between 2014 and 2015, when I was renting a small 2-bedroom house with my now ex-girlfriend in a fairly up-and-coming city in the UK. The house was in a quiet suburban neighborhood. It was small and was laid out so that the kitchen and living room were open plan. There was no space for a dining room, but there was just about enough space under the stairs for a 4-person table. The neighborhood was only about 13 years old, and there was a beautiful park outside the front of the house with a nice open field where people would walk their dogs, jog, and have picnics. I didn't get any unsettling feelings about the house, nor did I feel that there was anything off. I'm usually sensitive towards these things. When I was younger, I used to see and hear things I couldn't explain. A man praying at the foot of my bed. A woman whispering my name while I laid in bed. But as I got older, these occurrences became more and more rare until they stopped altogether. Now, I don't get anything more than a feeling of being watched or a cold air wash over me. The only things remotely eerie about our new home was that the park next to the house is called the Roman Park, because of the ruins of an old Roman villa, which makes it a bit of a local attraction in the city I live in. After the first few months of moving in, everything was great. My girlfriend and I would get home, make dinner, watch TV, and go to bed. We had 2 cats who would often wake us up in the middle of the night because, as anyone with cats will tell you, cats only want your attention when you're not giving it to them. They would walk on our faces, knock things over, jump on the bed, and run up and down the stairs. Migs Gomez with the $2 says, "You the man." Thank you, Migs. You the man as well. Gracias. It was almost comforting to know that they were there. Sometimes they would stand in the bedroom doorway and meow at us until we woke up. This is how they told us that they wanted to go outside. We didn't have a cat flap, so we had to let them in and out. One night, my girlfriend and I are watching TV when out of the corner of my eye to the left, I see something moving on the stairs. I turn to look, and there is nothing there. I ignore it, thinking maybe it was a trick of the mind, but it happens again. I keep my attention focused on the stairs, trying to work out what caught my attention when my girlfriend says, "Did you also see that?" "Yeah," I said. It looked like someone was standing there. We get a little bit freaked out, and even more so when we realize that the cats are both fixated on the stairs as well. This is a little weird, and I get a bit creeped out, but we kind of shrug it off and carry on with the movie. A few nights go by, and the same thing happens again. This time, my girlfriend and I turn our heads at exactly the same time. "It looks like someone in a white dress," my girlfriend said to me. Instantly, I get goosebumps because now I know we saw the same thing. This becomes more and more frequent, and we decide that maybe we should... I got so spooked I messed up. This becomes more and more frequent, and we decide that maybe we should try to ignore it or keep looking forward, but pay attention to what we see out of the corner of our eyes. Soon we started seeing this thing almost every day, multiple times a day, and even in the early afternoon. In an effort to relieve our fears, we turn it into a bit of a joke. Our back... Fuck. Our back door was a sliding door with small vents at the top. When the wind blew in a very particular direction and came in through the vents, they made a noise similar to a kazoo. We started referring this as a lonely party ghost, and that was the name we gave to the thing we kept seeing on the stairs. Anytime something went missing, lonely party ghosts, a weird unexplainable noise, lonely party ghosts. This helped us feel better, but I don't think it helped with whatever was in our house. As time went on, I would wake up in a sweat with my girlfriend standing on the other side of the room, lights on, looking absolutely terrified. When I asked her what was wrong, she told me I had been screaming. I'm usually a light sleeper, and I had never had an issue with night terrors or sleep talking, so this was very unusual for me. It started to become regular. I'd wake up. My girlfriend would have the light on, and she would tell me that I had been screaming bloody murder. I woke myself up once from screaming, but I couldn't remember what I had been dreaming about. As the screaming got worse, so did the frequency of lonely party ghost appearances. It started becoming clearer and more vivid. What started as a blur in the corner of our eyes had now become a fully formed figure that would stand in the doorway of our bedroom at night. When this first happened, I thought I was imagining it. Some sort of half-asleep dream spilling into the real world, except it stayed there, motionless, staring at us long after I was fully lucid. As you can imagine, this woke me up bloody quickly, but even in my wide-awake state, it was still there. More weird things happened after that. My girlfriend woke me up because I had punched her in my sleep. I would wake up screaming, drenched in sweat. I would hear walking in the house and things being knocked over. My girlfriend heard it too, and it was keeping us awake. She then said to me, "Please put the cats outside," but when I went to look for them, they were nowhere. I opened the curtains which covered the back sliding door, and there they were, sitting on the outside deck, waiting to be let in. This sent chills down my arms, and I ran upstairs to tell her that they had been outside the whole time. The figure in the doorway started slowing up. Whoops, not slowing, showing. His melancholy voice is more behind, methinks. More behind? Chills drags everything he says. It drives me nuts. Mr. Nightmare Corpse husband recently. Joel, here are the only folks I listen to. Yeah, I honestly, I like Chills as a person a lot, but I can't listen to his content because it's just so annoying. I don't know. I don't even know if it's an accent or just like a theatrical way of presenting, but it just, I don't know. It sounds so strange. The figure in the door, okay. This sent chills down my arms, and I ran upstairs to tell her. Fuck, dude. Wait. I would hear walking in the house. I opened the curtains which were covering the back sliding door, and there they were, sitting on the outside deck, waiting to be let in. This sent chills down my arms, and I ran upstairs to tell her that they had been outside the whole time. The figure in the doorway started showing up more often, and no matter how many times we closed the bedroom door, it would slowly swing open. More often than not, it would be the cats, as the door lock wouldn't latch when you closed it, and all you had to do was give it a push to open it without turning the doorknob. Toward the end of our tenancy, my girlfriend wakes me up gently in the middle of the night by nudging me and whispering my name. I asked her what was wrong, and she tells me she thinks there's someone downstairs. We had made it a routine to leave the couch at it. The couch. The couch. Dylan Chills has a collapsed lung. Did this just happen? Or is this like an ongoing thing? Toward the end of our tenancy, my girlfriend wakes me up gently in the middle of the night by nudging me and whispering my name. I ask her what's wrong, and she tells me she thinks there's someone downstairs. We had made it a routine to leave the couch out. I just said it again, the couch. What the fuck is wrong with me? We had made it a routine to leave the cats out at night, so we knew that any noises in the house were not caused by them. I don't know if that made us feel better or worse, but as we lay there in the dark and listened to someone going through our kitchen drawers, we were frozen in fear. I feel that it's my responsibility as the man of the house to go and investigate any potential burglary, so after taking a deep breath and mustering all the courage I could find, I go out of bed and tiptoed to the top of the stairs. I heard the noises getting louder as I approached. It sounded like someone had climbed through the kitchen window, over the sink, and was now going through our cupboards. Had I left the window open? We often did this when we were cooking to let some of the heat out of the house, but we always made sure that they were closed when we went to bed. I had an idea to take my phone and record video with a flashlight on it just in case I was attacked or hurt. That way my potential murderer would be caught on film. I took a step down the stairs, stopping and looking through the banister at the living room. The noises continued. I took another step. There was a creak as the wood beneath my foot took my weight. The noises stopped for a brief second before continuing. They were going through the glass cupboard now. I could hear the clicking of glasses being knocked against each other. I took a few more steps down and shone my phone's flashlight into the kitchen, and the noises stopped. I looked around and couldn't see anything out of place. The kitchen windows were closed. The cupboard doors were closed. The curtains were dead still. There was no one there. I did a quick sweep of the house, ready to punch anyone I saw, but there wasn't anybody. I know that based on everything that has happened up until this point, I probably should have attributed this to lonely party ghosts, but honestly, it didn't even cross my mind. I heard a noise, thought we were being burgled, and was fully expecting to fight someone. I checked that all the windows and doors were locked, checked everywhere that someone could potentially hide, but I found nothing. My adrenaline was pumping so hard that I could hear my heart beating in my ears. I let out a short sigh of relief and went to the back door to let the cats in, but just then I noticed something on my phone screen, a bright light shining from the other side of the room. I looked at my phone, confused by what I was seeing. I looked up and couldn't see any light at all. The area where the light was coming from was a blank wall. When I looked back at my phone, it was still there. It was like an LED was being pointed at my phone. I've seen dust on camera, and while it can be reflective, this was not reflecting light. It was emitting it. It started to drift closer and closer to me, getting bigger and brighter, but I could still not see it with my naked eyes. Finally, it got within a few inches of my phone, hovered there for about 5 seconds before then drifting toward the kitchen and disappeared. I know that it wasn't a dust particle. I have seen that enough times to know that they don't emit light like that, nor do they drift so smoothly and with such purpose. I honestly feel that this thing walked across the room to me, stood right in front of me, and then walked back into the kitchen. I let the cats in and went upstairs to show my girlfriend the video. She was in shock when I showed her and explained what had happened, and I had shown a few people the video who all thought it was weird. Unfortunately, I have since lost the video, but I will never forget how big and bright that light was. We weren't in the house for much longer after that, but nothing too exciting happened really. We still heard noises, still saw things out of the corner of our eyes, and I'd wake up with scratches on my back. The house we moved into didn't have anything unusual happen, and it was a relief to live somewhere where I didn't constantly feel eyes on me. Do you think that a new house can be haunted if it's on old land? What do you think was in my house? Why did we see a woman in a dress on the stairs but a shadow in the doorway? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Mr. Creeps. Yeah, Mr. Creeps really blew up out of nowhere. It's kind of weird. Well, guys, that's all the stories. I'm really, really sorry. Really sorry for all the issues that have been going on technically with YouTube and stuff like that. No audio. What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck is going on with YouTube. It's so goddamn annoying, dude. Like, it's like so unreliable. Is the East Coast internet really this trash? Like, I guess we do have to connect with the servers on the West Coast, but I've never had this many issues with streaming. BP, we're sorry. I'm sorry. Well, guys, yeah, this is the rest of the stories. I feel I really appreciate you guys being really supportive through all this. It's been kind of a frustrating situation. Mega Nair. So my normal videos release Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I try to stream on Sunday, sometimes Sunday, but usually Tuesday and Thursday, the night before videos come out, or the day before videos come out, essentially, and just kind of do the recording process for the video that eventually comes out tomorrow. So tomorrow's video will be subscriber stories, releasing at 7 p.m. So definitely hit that notification bell to be alerted for all this good stuff, if you're not getting them or if you really want to keep up with stuff. But yeah, follow me on social media, join our Discord, follow the podcast. It's all linked down below if you want to find it. But Puppy Kitten Girl 23 with the 2. That's a great name. Yeah, you rock. You rock socks. But yeah, so I'm glad we at least got our numbers back up once we figured out the issues. Laura Germain with the 2 says, it's all good, Joel. We love you anyway. Thank you. Thank you guys for being supportive. Hopefully, yeah, no technical issues next time. I'll reset my router and make sure that there's nothing on the back end that's wrongfully clicked. But yeah, I love you guys, and I would normally do my outro, but I think we're going to skip that tonight, so I will see you next time.